Hi, this is Diana with Stuck in Stitches, and I'm going to do a part two, and we are going to continue working on the sloth. I am going to start with the arms. I've already finished the legs, and I have a face we're going to decorate, put the eyes and nose on it. So let me move you down, and then we will get started. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Let me get this adjusted. Okay, let's see if that works. Got the legs done, and I've got my tapestry needle with the embroidery thread. We're going to do the face, but we're going to start with the arms now. I've got these two done, and I'm going to show you the magic ring and how that works. Apparently I didn't show it last time. So you take your hand and you take your first finger and you wrap it around once and twice. Okay? Take this middle area, take it over, don't take it off, and the second one comes off. Okay? So that should be your loop. That's your magic loop. So you separate the two and go up inside, and you put your first single crochet in there. Okay, and then once we get around, we'll be able to tighten this up. 2. Oops, let me get this out of the way. 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochets, and then you should be able to tighten it up. I think there, just like that. Okay, it is kind of small. It's even small for me. So when you do a round, next will be round 2 through, it looks like round 2, you set it up, and then round 3 through 14. And round is when you go around, you don't connect and then go up another row where you would single crochet or double crochet to bring it up another level. A round is just a continuous row. And by marking, I use yarn. I don't like to use the markers. They're easier to pull out and they're easier to see for me. I put that thread on there, and that marks where the round starts. And then you kind of count up, sometimes you kind of guess. It's kind of hard to determine, but do the best you can on counting the rounds. So we'll go ahead and start. And this round 2, the first one I have to do, it's kind of tight, 2 single crochets in this one. 1, two, and then a single crochet in the next two. One, two. Okay, two in the next. And that's the same stitch, two in the same stitch, I should say. Single in the next two stitches, so you do a single, single. Okay, so it should be a total of 8 stitches going around. So around 3 through 14 is where you just go around in each single crochet, and it's a total of 8 stitches constantly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mark it where I end it, so that will be considered a round. This is how I do it. Everybody does things a little different, and I just crochet it on there. It's just easiest for me, and it comes right off. So once it starts curling, I push it in, and I push the round in so that I'm crocheting on the outside instead of struggling to do the top or inside. It just works out better, and you can actually see your stitches a lot better. So you'll see what I mean in a few minutes. So these are the arms. We're doing 2 of them. So keep your tension nice and even. See how it's starting to curl up? That's okay. That's what we're expecting it to do. So that's 8. And I'll eventually turn it inside out because it's just easier to, like I said, the next round is probably when I'll pop it a little better. Let me make sure I am here. Okay. Dark is very hard. So this chocolate brown is very hard to see, even with glasses. So once it gets, this is really the toughest part, is starting and getting the first couple rounds, because it curls on you and you can't really see the stitches well. But it gets better, and it goes fast too once you get it past these first couple rows. So round 3's done. We're on 4. So what I'll do is too, once it gets around, we need 14 rows on this. The legs are a little longer. See how it's curling in, and you're holding it. It's like a little baby nest right now. And being able to do that, other than this way, it's harder. So I like to turn it out. And you can hold it like this, and it goes around your finger. Eventually you'll be using your fingers more and inserting them to hold it. Excuse me. Hope you can see this. So I'll just keep going and then count the rows. I'll take a moment after I've done a few rows and then check it. Again, we're doing single crochet in this, and all you do is go in a stitch, pull the yarn out. You've got 2 loops, wrap it, pull it through both. That's a single crochet. And like I said before in the previous video, each pattern 9 out of 10 times has the stitches, the abbreviations, and it does tell you how to do those stitches. So this is again a 4mm. I hope you were able to get your pattern and try it out. This is I've had a few requests to have this done, so I'm making them for a couple people. So I've got several faces started, and then once I get the legs on the first one, then I'll quickly make a few more. I'm going to do a light brown for the next one. The one that I mentioned, the yarn with the flakes in it, I think that would look really cute too. So let me get these out of the way so you can see it better. So I do want to let you know that the legs, they're 8 rounds. So these will be 14, so there'll be 6 more rounds than these. But they turn out so cute. And I like the way it looks better than the other way, crocheting to pop it so you can hold it like this. Just seems to be a lot nicer. You see you don't have the backing look. A lot of times when you crochet something like, say, a square, you flip it on either side, so you don't have a right or wrong. But on this one, I feel like there's a wrong side, and that's why I flip it, curl it, so that you crochet on the outside, because you have the right side constantly going on the front. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, but if you only crochet on one side, then that's the right side. If you crochet on both sides, when you flip, do a square and then flip it, that's no right or wrong. So you can't tell the difference. But this way, I think you could if you were to flip it the other inside out. So let me know if you've made several animals in the comments, please. What kind? I've seen giraffes out there. I would love to have a giraffe. Do you make them for your children, grandchildren? Do you just make them for yourself? This one's a very small. I do I have a group called the Twisted Sisters. If you'd like to join, it's for crocheting. And the bears on that profile, I made one for each one in my family when they were having their children, each one of my siblings, when they were all expecting their first child. And these bears are pretty big, and they turned out really nice. I did several for several people outside of that at work, and they were just adorable. And I like the fact that they're movable. You don't have to put wire in there. They're safe for children, as long as you don't do buttons, unless it's when it's an infant. You can add buttons to some of these things, but please make sure it's age appropriate. You don't want a child to swallow the buttons. I also did a hat and scarf, which I think I might add to this one. Um, the hat and scarf look adorable. So if you go to the Twisted Sisters Facebook group, you'll see my bears with the hat and scarf. They turned out really nice. I might end up making one in one of my videos. Who knows? So. See, it's working up pretty quickly. So also put in the comments if you're an advanced crocheter, if you knit, or if you'd like to learn to knit or you'd like to learn to crochet. I'm limited on knitting. I have made some hats, and I know how to join the yarn, put a little decoration in there. Knitting's fun, but I seem to have an easier time with crocheting. I can't seem to cross that bridge and be a full-time knitter. Not just yet. I don't know. I don't know if I ever will be. But I can do scarves, hats, some hats. I'm limited on the... I understand the directions, but... and the feel of the knitting is nice. It really is. So yeah, I'm going to stop here soon and count these. See how far we are. Okay. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Can you see the rounds? I don't know if you can see them very well. And there's what you would be counting. They have little lines on it. And that's a round, if you can count. See, it's kind of honeycomb looking. So it's, I'd go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 maybe. Looks about the same as this right now, so we'll go a few more. They look about the same right now, so I'll do a little bit more. We want the legs longer than the arms. And then what I'll do is, see, you still can see the pink on there, and you can pull that out when you're done. It's not on there permanently or knotted very tight. So how's everybody's summer? Everybody doing great? Everybody getting out and traveling or visiting family and friends? I I know some people going to Spain. I know some people that have gone to Ireland this year. If you've gone to a country already this year for the first time, let me know. That would be really cool to know. My dream place would be, I have two of them, is Ireland, and the other is Italy. Those are places I would love to go. Something about those two countries I just love. Back many generations ago, my family had land in Ireland, quite a few, many generations ago. That's what I understand. I know it's kind of dark here, the video. Doing the best I can with the lights. Let me go around a couple more times, then I'll count. I want to go about 6 higher. And after this, it says do not stuff. My PP. Yeah. That's it. It's 14. Let me come down to the last few stitches here. Okay. I want to make this long tail. I don't know that's for sewing. So that's one. Looks kind of long. So, okay. So we'll do this again. Let's see, that's the best way to show you this. Let's see. This way. 1, 2. This one goes over. And this one goes over that and off. Okay. So that's your ring. So you flip it, have the tail here, and have your yarn there. I go under. Let me see how I did it. There we go. Go in from the top and then pull it through. Get your first stitch. Hold it. 2. It's kind of hard when it's a big loop. Okay, let me see if I can tighten this a little bit. Maybe there we go. the last one. See if we can get that loop tightened. There we go. Let's make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 2 in the first. We'll do that again. Oops, I'm a little off here. So after the first round, you do 2, 1 in the same stitch, 2, 1 in the next stitch. Make sure that's right. Okay. 1 in the next. And then 1 in the next again. So that's a total of 4. 2 in the next stitch. 5, 6, and 7, and 8. So there we go. So now it's round 3. And again, I'm also going to pull out the stitch for this one. Let's see if I can do this without too much issues. I cheated. I cut. There you go. So that's, the red is gone. So I'm going to do another one. This time I will tie it on the outside. So do like you're crocheting it on there. Next is round 3. Kind of move this out of the way and look what you're doing. I think when you're a beginner, this is what I see that seems to be successful for people that are just learning: a large hook. So you can see your stitches, you can see the hole. The larger the hook, the bigger the stitch. Of course, I'm sure a lot of you know that. But if you want to learn, I recommend a bigger, much bigger stitch. Bigger hook. That way you can understand how it wraps. And which holes you can go into, which holes you should go into. So I'm going to turn this a little. It's a little easier to see it when you start curling it in. There you go. Now I'm on a roll. We're on round 3. They'll say round or roll, R-O-W, or round. Row is where they connect together and then you do like a step up on your stitch. Round is continuous. So, and those, like I said, it's usually for stuffed animals, or if you're doing a ball or something like that. Granny squares, or for rows. Scarves are for rows. So, and if we have time, we'll do the face. It's my clock. Oops. Start sticking my fingers in. It makes it easier to turn it around. So if you crochet, what kind of things do you like to make? What do you want to learn to make? Anything you'd like to share? Maybe there's something that I can learn. It's always nice to see how people learn and what their knowledge is on a certain thing that I'm interested in. And maybe I can pick up some tips or tricks that will help me out, make my style a little easier. Okay. Now if I do this in a lighter brown, you'll probably be able to see it better. So I'm hoping when I do that, there's a difference. So I think something like this, little animals are a little bit more advanced than for beginners. Beginners need to learn how to do the stitches first, and do basic stuff like scarves to practice with, or a granny square. I'm gonna cut this. Make it a little easier for me. Maybe in the in the comments, you can tell me how long you've been crocheting. What's your favorite things to do? I have been crocheting for over 50 years. For some reason, okay. Well, I'm going to put this down and we are going to finish this up. I'm going to finish this up off camera and we're going to work on the face right now. I think that would be a good idea. So let me see where my little faces are. Here's one, very small, and my thread. So what I did is I doubled up, put 2 scans because I want it to be nice and thick. So you can take the pictures, get ideas from them. And so I'm going to start with the middle for the nose, I think. Let me see. I'll come back up in the same point. Let's see how that looks. Needle's kind of big for this. I probably should have gotten a smaller one. I'm leaving it out here. I don't want to knot the back because then it would add bulk. Let's see. So far, let's go down through first. Make those threads. I'm trying to make them so that they're kind of together and spaced properly. Can you see that? think that looks pretty good for a little mouth. Let's go with the eyes. And I'm going to start about a little over halfway up. These are teeny little faces. And I'm coming up through. Again, I'm not knotting the back. I'm just going to continue over. Make it a little higher now to the point. Looks like the nose and the eyes kind of meet about the same height. I'm going to come up and try to make this more of a V. I hope that does it. It's kind of, I don't know. Let's try this. One to come out this way. It still does not look like the same eye. Maybe I can take that out. Oh well. I'll take some of this out. See if I can take at least this out. See. Okay. I come back through, go on the other side. I'm going to try to do an outline on this to one side and then the other and then fill it in. That works better, I think. And definitely works. So I'm going to have to maybe try to fix the other one. That looks much better. Not the same spot, but above it. That's where I'm coming back down. That looks much better. So I'll go back and fix the other one. So that looks much better. I'll leave the other one. It's maybe fix a little bit. I don't know. It looks fine. So that's a face. I've got my legs, my arms and legs. Got them all done. Okay. So we'll do a part 3 to finish it up. And please like, subscribe, make a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Maybe you can answer some of my questions. Let me know what you do, what you crochet, how long you've been doing this. So, crocheters, thanks for spending the day with me, and we'll talk soon. Okay? See you in the next video. Bye-bye.